Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Hopefully you watched my last video because this kind of continues on from it. So we're looking at sets that are due to retire at the end of 2025. I'm using the list from the Brick Fanatics website for the retirement, and what I'm doing basically is the videos I'm doing now has got the data, and if you look back on my videos from 2 months ago, you'll see the same sets that I've done the data from. So there's a comparison between then and now, so the sets that sold between the last 2 months. And also I've gone looking at the Lego websites in the UK, Europe and the US to see whether they're still in stock, or whether they've sold out, or whether they're going to ship in 30 days or 60 days or temporary out of stock or whatever, just to kind of give you an idea for Black Friday whether you want to try and buy it before it goes out of stock, or whether you're just going to hope to try and get a deal, or just have to wait and see. Alright, so my last video I was kind of halfway through Ninjago, so we're just going to continue with Ninjago, and then I've also got icons as well. Right, so the first one is, like I say, continue from my last video. 71818, which is a tournament battle arena, £45. Now, I actually like this set for an investment, but I couldn't find it with a good enough discount for me, so I've had to leave it alone. Anyway, that's still available in Europe and the UK websites, but if you go to the American website, it's down by 40%, we're down to $30, and it's actually sold out. So in the last 30 days sold 32 sets, which is down 13 from last time. The highest amount is 55, which is down £4 from last time, and the lowest amount is 30, which is the same as last time. It sold 2,286 sets, of which 1,152 was in the US, 171 in the UK, 618 in Europe, and 114 in Australia. So the difference is 909 sets have sold since my last video 2 months ago. That gives you an idea about, basically, because it's coming up to retirement, 909 has sold in 2 months, so there's quite a lot of sets sold. So you have to keep that in mind, whether it's a good idea for you to invest in it or not, because whether it's a lot of sold, so a lot of people are going to invest in it, or whether a lot of sold because lots of people want to get hold of it before it retires. And then obviously if you buy it and hold it for a bit, then maybe the people that missed out will want to get it off you. Next one is 71819, the Dragonstone Shrine, £105. This is another set that I quite like for investment, but I couldn't get it at the right price. So in the US it's down by 20% to $96, but still available. But in the UK and Europe it's both sold out. In the last 30 days sold 13 sets, which is up 6 from last time. The highest amount was 108, which is up £29 from last time, and the lowest amount is 61, which is up £3 from last time. So the data for that set looks quite good as well. It sold 3,062 sets, of which 1,914 was in the US, 144 in the UK, 528 in Europe, and 234 in Australia. So the difference is 474 since my last video 2 months ago. Next one is 71820, the tournament combo vehicle, £80. Now in the UK and the US are still available, but in Europe it's sold out. In the last 30 days sold 20 sets, which is down 16 from last time. The highest amount is 82, which is down £12 from last time, and the lowest amount is 51, which is down £4 from last time. It sold 843 sets, of which 540 was in the US, 36 in the UK, 129 in Europe, and 75 in Australia. There's a difference of 240 sets since last 2 months ago. 71821, Cole's Titan Dragon Mech, £90. That's available on all 3 websites. That's another set that I think could be a reasonable investment as well. In the last 30 days sold 49 sets, which is the same as last time. Highest amount was 106, which is down 21 from last time, and the lowest amount is 59, which is down 21 from last time. So 1,831 sets, of which 843 was in the US, 129 in the UK, 510 in Europe, and 147 in Australia, which is a difference of 498 sets. Next one is 71822, the Source Dragon of Motion, £130. That one is available in the UK and the US, but sold out in Europe. That one In the last 30 days sold 32 sets, which is down 4 from last time. The highest amount was 195, which is down 26 from last time. The lowest amount was 129, which is up £34 from last time. So the data on that's not bad either. So that's another one that I think will do well as well, as long as you can get it at a good discount. That one has sold 1,720 sets, of which 771 was in the US, 228 in the UK, 504 in Europe, and 108 in Australia. So there's a difference of 504 sets in 2 months. Next one is 71823, the Kai's Dragon Spinjitzu Spinner, £9. That's available in Europe and America, but temporarily out of stock in the UK. In the last 30 days sold 18 sets, which is down 2 from last time. Highest amount is 13, which is down £3 from last time. And the lowest amount is 7, which is the same as last time. It sold 787 sets, which is 360 in the US, 66 in the UK, 228 in Europe, and 63 in Australia. So that's a difference of 285 sets in 2 months. Next one is 71824, Sora's Dragon Spinjitzu Spinner, £9. So that's still available in Europe and America, but temporarily out of stock in the UK again. In the last 30 days sold 28 sets, which is down 1 from last time. Highest amount is 13, which is down £3 from last time. And the lowest amount is 8, which is the same as last time. Sold 740 sets, of which 357 was in the US, 42 in the UK, 219 in Europe, and 75 in Australia. There's a difference of 288 sets since last time. Next one is 71833, Raz and Arin's Superstorm Jet, £45. Right, so this one is still available in all 3 sites, but the US will ship from the 22nd of November. The UK is down by 20% at £36, but still available. In the Europe, it's down by 20% to €40 and still available. In the last 30 days, sold 13 sets, which is down 1 from last time. Highest amount is £50, which is down 17 from last time. And the lowest amount is 31, which is down £9 from last time. It sold 376 sets, of which 165 was in the US, 60 in the UK, 93 in Europe, and 33 in Australia. That's a difference of 168 sets in 2 months. And the last Ninjago is 71841, the Dragonian Stone Village, £35. And that's available on all 3 websites, but the American one has got down by 20% to $32. In the last 30 days, sold 22 sets, which is down 5 from last time. The highest amount is 49, which is down £6 from last time. And the lowest amount is 31, which is up £3 from last time. Now this particular set, the figures are on their own are worth around £28, and it's a £35 set. So it's sold 1,230 sets, of which 582 in America, 117 in the UK, 291 in Europe, and 141 in Australia. And the difference between the 2 videos is 471 sets have sold in that 2 months. And now we're on to icons. First one is 10297, the Boutique Hotel, £200. That's available on all 3 websites. In the last 30 days, sold 49 sets, which is up 17 since last time. The highest amount is 203, which is down £33 from last time. And the lowest amount was 138, which is down £8 from last time. Now it's sold 30,476 sets, so you have to keep that in mind. 30,000, you times that by 4, it's a fair amount. That's 15,024 in the US, 2,841 in the UK, 7,602 in Europe, and 2,049 in Australia. And in the last 2 months, it's sold 2,529 sets. So in the last 2 months, 2,500 have sold. Next one is 10298, the Vespa 125. I haven't put the price on that, but I think it's £80. That's available in Europe and the US, and temporarily out of stock in the UK. In the last 30 days, sold 21 sets, down 15 from last time. Highest amount was 102, which is down £2 from last time. And the lowest amount was 61, which is up £2 from last time. It sold 18,420 sets, of which 6,249 was in the US, 1,938 in the UK, and 7,278 in Europe. Obviously the Vespa is more popular in Italy and that kind of thing, so they are more likely to buy it in Europe and that, aren't they? So Australia, 1,524 sets. So that's a difference of 993 sets since my last video 2 months ago. Next one is one that everybody's going to be interested in. 10305, the Lion Knights Castle, £345. That's available in all three of them, but Europe will ship from the 12th of November, so that's from today. But UK and US is available at the moment anyway. In the last 30 days, sold 29 sets, down 9 from last time. The highest amount was 497, which is down £24 from last time. And the lowest amount is 316, which is up £20 from last time. So the data is not too bad either for that. Sold 15,709 sets, of which 7,887 was in the US, 1,098 in the UK, 4,137 in Europe, and 1,047 in Canada. In the last 2 months, I sold 1,947 sets. Next one is 10312, the Jazz Club, £200. That's available on all three websites again. In the last 30 days, sold 34 sets, which is down 17 from last time. Highest amount is 255, which is down 49 from last time. I'm just comparing to the boutique the figures. So the highest amount for the Jazz is 255, the highest amount for the boutique is 203. So the lowest amount for the Jazz Club is 150, which is down £8 from last time. It sold 17,732, so it's a lot less than the boutique. The boutique's 30,000 and the Jazz is 17, so that's something to keep in mind. So yeah, 17,732, of which 8,097 was in the US, 1,848 in the UK, 4,725 in Europe, and 1,575 in Australia. So that's a difference of 1,713 in the last 2 months. So that's kind of about 800 less than the boutique hotel in the last 2 months. Next one is 10317, the Land Rover Classic Defender 90, £210. That's available on all three websites. And the last 30 days sold 24 sets, which is down 4 from last time. The highest amount is 227, which is down £20 from last time. Lowest amount is 142, which is the same as last time. It sold 7,319 sets, of which 3,087 was in the US, 1,053 in the UK, 2,109 in Europe, and 561 in Australia. And the difference is 798 sets since last time. Next one is 10325, the Alpine Lodge, £90. And that's still available in Europe and UK, but sold out in the US. In the last 30 days, sold 46 sets, which is down 10 from last time. Highest amount is 115, which is down £6 from last time. Lowest amount is 63, which is down £4 from last time. It sold 10,972 sets, of which 6,001 was in the US, 813 in the UK, 2,637 in Europe, and 837 in Canada. And that's a difference of 1,359 sets since my last video. Next one is 10332, the Medieval Town Square, £200. That's available still in Europe and UK, but sold out in the US. In the last 30 days, sold 24 sets, which is down 11 from last time. Highest amount is 281, which is up £41 since last time. And the lowest amount is 173, which is up £7 from last time. So again, the data looks pretty good on that one. It sold 8,164 sets, of which 3,864 was in the US, 552 in the UK, 2,502 in Europe, and 480 in Canada. So that's a difference of 2,400 since my last video. So 2,400 in 2 months. Next one is 10339, Santa's Post Office, £90. That's still available in Europe and UK, but sold out in the US. In the last 30 days, sold 20 sets, which is down 14 from last time. Highest amount was 118, which is up £11 from last time. Lowest amount is 71, which is up £10 from last time. So again, the data looks pretty good on that one. That sold 6,822 sets, of which 3,882 was in the US, 423 in the UK, 1,512 in Europe, and 507 in Canada. And in the last 2 months, it's 1,509 sets since last time. Next one is 10355, the Blacktron Renegade, £90. That's kind of like a bit 50-50 for people, isn't it? So that's still available in the US, but in the UK and Europe it's down 30%. So in the UK it went down to £63 but sold out, and in Europe it went down to €70 and sold out. In the last 30 days sold 45 sets, which is up 11 from last time. The highest amount was 110, but down £15 from last time. The lowest amount is 59, which is down £4 from last time. It sold 3,763 sets, of which 1,764 was in the US, 372 in the UK, 993 in Europe, and 252 in Canada. And the difference is 1,386 sets since my last video. And the last one is 10391, Over the Moon with Pharrell Williams, £95. That's still available on all 3 websites. In the last 30 days sold 21 sets, which is down 9 from last time. The highest amount was 118, which is down £11 from last time. Lowest amount was 61, which is down £6 from last time. It sold 2,010 sets, of which 1,122 was in the US, 108 in the UK, 519 in Europe, and 99 in Canada. So that's a difference of 393 sets since my last video. Alright, so that concludes all the figures and things like that. As I said on my last video, I have to apologise for all the numbers, because if I miss a country out, people want me to, and say what's how many in this country, how many in that country, sort of thing. And the reason I do, sometimes it's Australia, sometimes it's Canada, is because I do the the next highest. So I do the UK, Europe, and America, and America's usually the one that sells the most. And then the fourth one is whichever one sells the most, either it's Canada or Australia is what I put in. I mean, sometimes it's Denmark as well, but yeah. So anyway, just in case, I only put it in my every other video, but I'm a member of some websites I have to pay monthly for, and then they give me the figures for what sells and things like that. So it gives me the figures for these websites. So the figures come from the sales from these, Amazon, eBay, Bricklink and StockX, and it only covers these countries. It doesn't cover any other country, and it doesn't cover things like Lego.com, Lego the stores, or Target, Barnes and Noble, Argos, George, or anyone else you might get Lego from, whether you go into the actual store or anything like that. It only covers those websites and those countries. So obviously, like I say, if I give you a figure of 25,000 that it's sold, you have to times it by 4 and say that's 100,000 for that set. Okay, so my next video will be kind of a mix of themes. There's going to be things like Dreams and Batman and DC and that kind of thing. So please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.